Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugga and I am coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. We're just going to continue on with our deliveries. And I believe I would say I believe we already have our trailer, and yeah, well, we do. Unfortunately, not a heavy one. So this should be a decent run. Ooh, shit. I'm supposed to go this way. Not that I think it would have mattered too much, but still. But we do have an interesting trailer in that it's got all the extra wheels and it's extra long. Right, it's this way. Well, this is a bitch of a corner, isn't it? I'm glad I don't have an ultra-long trailer here. I'd never make this. You know what kind of trailer I'm talking about. So, the Hearthstone recording I did was honestly, like I said, it was, yeah, I thought I had high beams on. It was honestly just spur of the moment thing I did, trying to capture a Yogg Saron play, and I ended up recording the gameplay, and it ended up being a small file. So I decided, you know what? Why not? You know. I figured, why not just upload it then rather than just waste it? So I did, obviously. And I'm a little annoyed today. Earlier today I was supposed to go food shopping, but I ended up not going because in my rustling around at night to change sleeping positions and make myself comfortable in the sitting position, I ended up putting my Kindle under a pillow. Actually, I just more accurate is I put a pillow on my Kindle, which muffled the alarm and it didn't wake me up. And my Kindle rang for a good hour before I finally woke up hearing it. And so I ended up not being able to go food shopping during the day, but I decided to go at night. So as soon as my mother-in-law got home, I went out. It was about 7:30. I put a little bit of gas in the car on my way down. Then I went food shopping. I finally got a can of air so I can dust off my video cards and whatnot tomorrow, which I'm really happy about that. Got the can of air, did my food shopping, and on the way home I stopped at Panda Express and got myself something to eat because it was late at night. I had only eaten once earlier in the day. I wouldn't be able to cook when I got home. Not that I could, because again, the gas is out in the house, and I'll get to that as well. The gas bottle was empty, I should say. And then after that, I stopped at Foodland, and I picked myself up some stuff to eat tomorrow that I can just pop in the microwave. Some chicken, some cheese poppers, some glazed honey shrimp, and some bread pudding. Not that I'm going to eat all of that at once. I'm actually working very hard to control how much I eat. Like when I stopped at Pandas, I actually got like what is it? Chicken and green beans, and chicken and mushroom with steamed vegetables as my meal. So that was pretty cool. And I kept it like that. And so the stuff I got isn't like particularly healthy, but it was cheap and I didn't have a lot of money left. I grabbed myself a couple packs of diet soda as kind of my treats for the month, and then, that's it. Well, when I got home, admittedly it was late. It was like 9:30, and I was surprised a little bit to notice that my niece had already gone to sleep, and so now I felt like a big jerk. I'm hauling in these bags and stuff. I'm doing it fairly quietly, but you can only be so quiet when you're hauling in grocery bags, yeah? So I'm hauling in the grocery bags. Now I think I'm going to make my cruise speed 105 instead of 110. So that keeps it slightly below 1500 RPM rather than above 1500. So anyways, I felt like a jerk having to come in and out the door bringing all my stuff in the house, but all of that kind of got whisked away the moment I opened my freezer, which is already a little bit crowded, but it was even more crowded with another box of stuff that's not even mine in there. Now, the refrigerator in the kitchen is my refrigerator, and I don't mean mine as in it's the one I use. I mean it's mine, right? I went to Kihei and got that refrigerator from somebody who gave it to me for free and said, "Here, it's yours. You can have it." And I brought it home, put it in the kitchen, set it up. It's my refrigerator. Okay, but it's just me now. It's not me and my wife. So I told my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, if you need to use a little bit of room, keep it a little bit of room in my freezer, go ahead. I don't mind. Not to the tune of a 12, 15-pound turkey, a 5-pound box of chicken. There's something else on that 5-pound box of chicken wrapped in a paper bag. I have no fucking idea what it is. This is very strange. It wants me to go up here and then it puts me back on the highway? Game, does this make sense? Whatever. Then anyways, a 5-pound box of chicken with something else on top of that. A giant, well not giant, but a 12 to 15-pound turkey. And now a 10-pound box of teriyaki chicken thighs or whatever, short ribs, whatever the hell it is. And the only thing I can do is sit there and go, what the fuck? That's taken up about half of my freezer. And at the beginning of the month is when if it was at the end of the month, I wouldn't care because there wouldn't be that much in there. But it's the beginning of the month. That was my Skype, and I don't know why somebody was saying something. Because I'm actually marked as away. Probably I should put myself as do not disturb. But, anyways. What What was I gonna say now? Oh yeah, if it was at the end of the month, I wouldn't care so much. But the beginning of the month is when I go food shopping. Okay, and it's when I buy mostly freezer stuff. Okay, 10 frozen pizzas, 10 frozen microwavable meals, 2 boxes of 16 hamburger patties each. No, it's not 16, 20 hamburger patties each. Plus, I have 3 bags of fish in there, a bag of eh, a bag of frozen waffles, and a big bag of chicken thighs in there. At least I do now. And I'm gonna sit there and play fit the damn puzzle around the stuff they're putting in there. And like I said, normally I wouldn't mind, but hey, at the beginning of the month, I need room. I need room. I understand their freezer is packed, I'm pretty sure. Why are you still messaging me? Stop messaging me. I'm marked as away. So, I was annoyed at that. And I'm annoyed again because, as I mentioned earlier, oops, sorry, try and scratch the back of my hand on my face. Oops. And I end up screwing everything up. My gearing, my steering, and everything else. But, oh great, it's a group. And I don't know why the group's actually, like, showing stuff. That's what it was. Somebody shared something. And it's not supposed to notice me that. And it did anyways. Whatever. We'll deal with it. I should have set myself a do not disturb and I wouldn't be getting any notices. So I apologize for the Skype spam in the background. But anyways, the stove, in our house, the gas bottle went empty on it. And I knew that was going to happen soon. I even mentioned, hey, I'm pretty sure this is going to run out of gas soon. The stove gives off 2 very distinct clues of when it's going to run out of gas soon. Number 1, when you turn it on. When you turn the stove on, even if it lights right away, which it usually does, you still get a propane scent in the air. It shouldn't be making that noise for any reason, and I can't like tab out to fix it. So I'm really annoyed with myself right now. But when you turn on the stove, like I was saying, it makes a very strong gas smell in the air, despite having, caught right away. That's clue number 1. Clue number 2 is when you shut the stove off. Rather than just going out like normal, it kind of suddenly pops out. It goes out with this kind of semi-loud popping sound. And when that happens, that's clue number 2, that the gas in the bottle's low and it's going to run out. Nobody bought a gas bottle. Oh, I'm going to get them with my payday, Jody. And they make $100 in tips. Okay, over $100 in tips at times. Easy. Okay? I always do that. A bottle of gas to have it refilled down at the hardware store is about 35 to 40. And they're gonna wait till their fucking payday to do it. I bought the last gas bottle. Because we went almost a week without. I don't have the money to do it this month. Mainly because I was stupid and I went and bought the New York. But what is what is. They could easily gonna lock in at 100 in the back roads. They could have, I think, at any time quite easily gotten a bottle, and they didn't. And so now we can't cook, which is why I bought those extra things, which the cashier was really nice to me. The cashier took the stuff that I got because I wasn't thinking. My mind just went, yeah, yummy. This stuff looks good. I'll have this. And with EBT food assistance, you can't buy hot food, and this was hot food. And well, she derung the stuff off the register and then rerung it up as just deli, straight deli, and allowed me to buy it with my food stamps. Now I wouldn't ask her to do it again, and I won't make that same mistake again, but I was very grateful that she did, because that's 3 good-sized pieces of chicken, a small thing of like cheesy puffs, not like the bad kind, probably one of the worst things you can eat cholesterol wise, basically little fried cheese balls. But like I said, I'm not eating it all at once. And then I got bread pudding for dessert, and something else which I mentioned, and now I forgot what I mentioned, what it was. Oh yeah, this little container of shrimp, like kind of like this honey glazed, or maybe sweet and sour shrimp. I don't know. Should be pretty decent. Bought some tuna fish this month, 10 cans of tuna fish, and I'm going to try very hard to make them last. Instead of like making the whole thing across 2 sandwiches, what I'd like to do is either eat just 1 sandwich and then eat another sandwich later on down the road, or try and stretch out the can over 4 sandwiches and have 2 sandwiches one day and then 2 sandwiches the next day. What I forgot to get, and I'm kicking myself over a little bit, is a few onions to mix into the tuna fish, because I love to mix onions into my tuna fish. Not all the time, to be honest, but sometimes. And I forgot to do that, but that's okay. Bought a jar of light mayonnaise, and I'm going to try harder to portion out my meals a little bit better. My frozen meals are already portioned. It's basically just cook them, pull the top off, mix them together, eat, done. My frozen pizzas, though, I usually eat 1 entire frozen pizza at a time. I'm going to try and cut myself back on that to half a frozen pizza. So I'll like cook the whole pizza, cut it in half, take half of it into my room, and put the other half in the refrigerator for either the next day or for later that night, or maybe even a snack, a late night snack, because my late night snacks are usually my 3rd meal. So it would work. I don't know if we're gonna make our full. Well, we still get time. I just like not 100% sure that we're gonna make our full run on this, but we'll see. I actually turned on Steam yesterday, or fired up Steam yesterday, and found out there was an update for Euro Truck, and I nearly had a conniption fit. Because I thought that, oh great, tell me the thing's not going to work. No, things did just fine. It is actually nice not using a modded in truck, because using a modded in truck usually means that when there's a big update, the truck just going to make the game crash or screw something up really bad. Well, with things the way they are now, it's not so bad. You know, because I can continue using the same truck I've been using. Trailer mods usually transfer over very well. Traffic mods usually transfer over pretty good. The only thing that usually will have a hard time coming over is map mods. Which I don't mind losing the map too much, because I know it'll be back. I'm not overly fond of it, but what happens, happens. Be nice to get the bigger engines in here, a little more power under our belt. Not a hell of a lot for me to talk about. I talk about WWE a little bit. They released a bunch of people off their roster recently. I guess they're doing what they call spring cleaning. I don't know the guy's name directly, but they released a guy that played Santino Marella, and to me it makes sense because I didn't even know Santino was still on the roster. He was very much a comedy niche wrestler, and to be fair to him, he was really good. Usually comedy-based wrestling gimmicks don't get to go very far, but he stretched his comedy-based gimmick out so far, and it was just really good to see it go that long, but it's got to burn out at some point. And once you kind of go down that route, it's really hard for people to take you seriously after that. So they let him go. They let Hornswoggle go, which is about time. But boy, again, Hornswoggle's one of those ones. He just made the most of when he was there. You know, he's involved in a lot of storylines, and I had a lot of fun watching him. In his antics in the ring, I thought it was pretty cool. But the big one is they release Damien Sandow. Now, to me, this is a missing the boat kind of option or kind of deal here. Damien Sandow is not just an amazing athlete and an amazing wrestler, but he's an amazing acting talent. He could pretty much get any gimmick to work for him, or in what they call in the business is over. He could get any gimmick over, and he really, really did when it came to WWE. They saddled him with a pretty hard gimmick to get over, and that's the rich, superior, well, maybe not rich, but superior minded, nose in the air, white collar kind scenario, even British style, just to add that higher class snobbery, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the British people, and I personally love Britain more than I love the country that I live in. So I'm not trying to make fun of you. It's just how I see it. But yeah, I'm real tired too. It's 4 in the morning. But I promised that Euro Truck would continue. I wanted to keep that promise. But yeah, he made that gimmick work. The outcry to get him TV time, because he actually stopped being on TV, was unbelievable. There was a very large online petition to get him to back on TV and allow him to work more. And unfortunately, it didn't pan out, and they eventually let him go. And it's like, man, how stupid can you be? Okay, we're talking one of the best on-air talents you have, and you just let him walk out. I still believe that WWE is mainly run by Vince McMahon, and that he's like severely out of touch with what's going on, which is why they'll push guys like Roman Reigns to the moon, trying to get the crowd to like him, but other guys that could really be good, that are brought up from the main roster, or are brought up to the main roster from NXT, end up not doing much, save for a few exceptions. It literally took a movement of the people to get Daniel Bryan to championship status. It took the collective power of the people to go, hey, we want this guy, give him to us. And Daniel Bryan, he's a small guy. He's like 5'7", probably weighs about, I don't know how much he weighs, but but I would guess 235, maybe even lighter than that. 245. Not very well. Even that's, I think even that's pushing it, because he's only 5'7", so maybe even lighter than 235. But anyways, man, not the kind of wrestler that Vince McMahon sees as a viable person as his champion. And it literally, like I said, it literally took a movement of the people to get WWE to listen and to bring him back in and make him world champion, because that's what the people wanted. And they wanted it that bad that they made WWE listen to them. So that was pretty cool. Focusing for a minute because I am really tired. So I'm trying not to crash. This way. That was confusing. But the people were trying to move again for Damien Sandow. Unfortunately, it just didn't work. And I personally, for one, just cannot, and I mean cannot, wait until Vince McMahon steps down and lets Triple H or Shane or even Stephanie, at this point, take over. Because NXT is great. NXT is exciting. It's fresh. It's new. It doesn't look at guys based on how they're built, even though there's some big guys there. It looks at guys on how talented they are. Guys like Samoa Joe, who you could honestly describe, and I would never say it to his face, but you could honestly describe as pudgy or chubby. But he still looks like a wrecking machine in the ring. Somebody that you just don't want to fuck with. And then, trying to think of who else. A couple others that I just can't think of right now. But they've brought a lot of people over. A lot of the people from TNA are leaving. They're defecting, I guess. Going to NXT. So it's always new, it's always fresh, it's always exciting. And when they move up to the main roster, they just kind of get shoved into the group and go, whatever. Oh, I am like super tired all of a sudden. I mean, like I could just put my head down and fall asleep right here, kind of tired. It just hit me out of nowhere. How we doing? I mean, I know it may look like we have a long ways to go, but we also have a ferry. Let's take a look at the map. We could use a rest spot anyways. Okay. Oh yeah, see? Ferry's right there. And we jump across. And we're there. Alright, so yeah, we'll be able to finish this. We're almost done. We're almost done. Okay. And the ferry will give us a little bit of extra respite once we get there. But we're still going to rest when we get there. Alright, we don't need this anymore. Ugh. Like I said, hopefully there'll be less of this load hitching when I get it cleaned out from the dust. It won't completely eliminate the problem, but it should lessen it. I'm looking forward to laying down, let me tell you. Finish this video, get it started uploading, make my bed ready, and just crash and be done. I'm surprised that the transmission revs this high at 105. There are others that don't, but whatever. We're almost at the ferry. We're gonna have to slow down. Glad we jumped out on the side before the bus got there. And there's the ferry right there ahead of us. Wouldn't surprise me if all these cars and the bus and any other traffic behind me went straight here rather than to the ferry. Yeah, see? They're just all gonna go straight. Because this dead ends out into the ferry. And it's very... no matter which way you go, you're gonna dead end into the ferry. So that's why they don't go this way. That was a little rough. No. Yeah. If not, we're gonna really... Just dropped off. Get rested. Go away. Oh. You would. Well, I don't see us as in England, but apparently we are where they drive on the other side of the road. I did not know this. Ah, that was terrible. Well, this is not going to be the easiest one to back into, is it? I was afraid of that. I don't know if I'll be able to get this, honestly. Probably should have done it from this angle to begin with. Yay! That actually counts. And we did excellent. New parts. Lower grill guard. New engine. Yes, we're gonna... Actually, it looks like a downgrade. Maybe that's for the other one. It's for the original Actros, not the new Actros. I don't know. This may be for us. Yeah, see, new Actros, the 449. So let's set the GPS to the nearest shop. Hopefully it's not too far. Actually, I need to be looking this way, but... Oh no, it's right there. Whoa! We'll get that question mark later. Just because I don't want it to interfere with me getting this, fuck you. getting to the garage. I don't know if it will or not. I'd rather not risk it. No, actually, I need to go this way. Just because. Here we are. Always service the truck. And then our upgrade shop, we get a new motor. We increase extra 100 Newton meters and some more horsepower. No new cabin, no new that. We already got the transmission. This actually has lights on it, which is what we want. We do that, and then that, and this one, and this one, and this, and this, and that. No new bar there, nothing there. We can get paint for the door handles, which would be nice. New steps, which would be nice. Don't care about the tires. We've already did that. Nothing there. Nothing to worry about there. We upgraded those tires. Everything else is looking good. Just make sure we're well under budget. Nice. Alright. 103,000, another good trip, and we can buy another truck, hire a driver. We are here. Ah, man. More standard box trailers. I have stuff unlocked. Why don't you give me cool stuff? Oh, we are in the UK. Well, that makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? I love how that, like, Ireland's opened up here, but there's nothing there yet. There's no roads. But yeah, there's roads in Iceland. Okay. Hopefully they're going to add to Ireland pro mods. This is 2463 per kilometer. This is 5,000 less, but it's at 2534, which is almost $1 more per kilometer. It's 15 tons of food supplement versus 18 tons of honey. Either way, honestly, is not a bad thing. Either way. The extra 5,000 is quite a lot of money, but we're looking at 987 kilometers land distance versus 764 kilometers land distance. So that's where the extra 5,000 comes in. But you know what? I think it's worth it. So we're just going to set that as our GPS, but we're not going to go and get the trailer, 'cause it's just a standard box trailer. So I really don't care. Alright, folks. Kind of random ramblings again. Probably the best part of probably the best thing I'm good at talking at is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm tired. But that's going to be me done for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching this